Once again, it's time for the Team Lift podcast with your hosts, Brandon Bowie and Roderick McDaniel. Let's go ahead and get right into the show. Woo! What's up, everybody? It is Roderick, and this is going to be a different show than you guys have ever heard. It is part of our Comicon coverage. It is the Marvel side of the Comicon coverage, but we got to go ahead. I'm just going to apologize. First of all, let me introduce everybody that's in here before I prep this story. I'm always joined by the ever lovable, ever gruff, Mr. Brandon Bowie. What's up, Brandon?
Hello.
All right. And coming back for a record third time, my boy, Mr. Nick Valdezzi.
Yeah, I'm back again.
All right. Now, let me tell you guys what happened. We got to get into this. If you're listening to this show,
God,
we thought it would be a brilliant idea if we went and ate down home cooking and soul food before we got into the Marvel
it was
show.
Brilliant.
It was a great... Okay. Brandon came up with this idea.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you credit for this idea.
Good job, bro.
But we are three fat fucks right here in front of microphones, and I'm just hoping nobody farts.
I can't breathe.
I'm not even promising this is going to be
cowboy beans. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, cowboy beans. Basically, sweet baked beans with brisket in it.
With brisket in it. All up in it.
And then I had meatloaf, and I had candied yams, and some potato salad, and you guys had cowboy beans, and
I had a chicken fried steak, some mashed potatoes, and fried okra.
Yeah, and I had the meatloaf and the cowboy beans and the mashed potatoes and the mac and cheese.
So we ate a bunch of starch and carbs.
And then, Coach, what did we end that on?
We ended up eating a dessert that, well, I'm going to be honest with you. It's the first time I've ever said I wanted to stick my dick in a pastry. It was the greatest. That he took a picture of it. We need that picture up on our Twitter page. Right. It was a sweet potato praline bread pudding.
Probably
sweet potato praline bread pudding. That was the greatest thing I've ever tasted.
Ever tasted in my mouth.
Ever. Like, I don't know if you can marry food, but I might have to. That was awesome. So we're lazy. We're sorry for what you're about to get.
So I figured, we were going to have a glutton of Marvel news. We should be gluttons beforehand.
It's going to be
we had to get fired up for it, and unfortunately that firing up has made us slow.
Yeah. We're slow.
We're slow-mo.
and I called Progressive Insurance, and I bumped up my life insurance because I'm not guaranteed to survive to the end of this podcast today.
If we hadn't helped you finish that dessert, you had to beat us.
I would have.
You would have been comatose.
Bro, I would have went into a diabetic coma. I don't even have diabetes, but that dessert was worth taking a gamble on.
It would have created.
I couldn't have finished that whole thing. But man, let's get on off of how fat we are.
Woo!
And let's get into this great glutton of Marvel news because we got some big stuff coming up.
OMG, there's so
That's
much.
big stuff.
So much news.
So let's go ahead and start with the biggest news. I don't even know if it's the biggest news, but it seemed to generate the most hype online. Black Panther.
Yes.
Black Panther has been huge ever since Civil War.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
America
all
fell
Black
in love
Panther
with Black
all the time.
Panther. Like, all Black Panthers matter now.
Yeah.
Okay. So now they're all over Black Panthers. The man's only got 2 balls, but they're hanging all over him. And he's blowing up.
Stretching
the comic
him out.
book, Ta-Nehisi Coates is writing the comic book. It's on his 3rd printing of issue number 1. Mm-hmm. So the comic book's selling out like crazy every time they do a printing. Ooh. So now we know that Black Panther was going to be big at Comic-Con. We knew there was a film coming. We knew they were going to have to go to the paint on this one. We get and in keeping with our theme, a glutton of Black Panther news.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So let's go ahead and jump into this one. Michael B. Jordan,
Yeah.
Apollo Creed's son, Black Human Torch, coming to the Black Panther movie.
I like that actor, so I'm happy with that.
First of all,
Michael B. Jordan.
I love Michael B. Jordan. Yeah. Okay, ever since I saw Fruitvale Station, this guy kills it in that movie.
Killed it in that movie.
And it's just an amazing, seeing him as a young actor, it feels like he's grown. Mm-hmm. Now, here's my thing. Have you ever noticed, like, every great actor has one bad comic book movie?
Fantastic Four.
Oh, you're talking about the Fantastic Four?
Fan Four Stick.
Yeah, Fan Four Stick. It was a terrible film. As my brother said, 7-year-old Terrence would have loved that film because it would have been neat. But 37-year-old Terrence thought that was 10 pounds of shit in a 5-pound bag. It won the Brandon Award.
Yeah.
That's what I call it.
was
The Brandons.
It was not good at all.
It was terrible.
It was.
It just hot mess.
It wasn't even entertaining. I wasn't even entertained by it, really. I was entertained by the original, even though it was still...
Yeah, I would rather have watched the original films, including Rise of the Silver Surfer, than to watch that one again.
Yeah, man. I had to go 50-50
You just
on
like
that one.
Chris Evans.
Huh?
Said you just like Chris Evans. That's all.
I mean, he's
First of all, Chris Evans is dreamy.
I mean,
everybody loves him.
he's a beefy motherfucker. I would cuddle with him.
If you don't like Chris Evans, you have the problem, not me. It's not me. You have the problem, sir. All right, but we're going to get into this. Michael B. Jordan, he's going to be playing Erik Killmonger, and this is his first role as a villain.
Yeah, that's going to be a...
It's a fucking
That's
good villain to come in
curveball.
on too.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, Killmonger is a huge villain to commit on. Mm-hmm. If you're going to come into the Black Panther universe, you're going to be his Joker to his Batman.
Yeah, that's his
basically.
nemesis, man.
That's the guy. You got the greatest role in that whole thing. So I couldn't even get
Now,
mad
Coach,
at that one.
do you think he can do it? Brandon, do you think he can do it?
I know he can do it.
He's going to be amazing. Here's my
There's
thing.
nobody that's been cast in this film that is not fucking amazing. First off.
Everybody attached to this film is freaking lightning in a bottle. I mean, they're bringing in, to me, it looked like, hey, we're getting the hottest, the youngest, and the newest black actors and actresses that we can bring into the Marvel universe. And I don't know what it is, but, Marvel studio films they know what they're doing. They really seem, if you let Marvel be in charge of of the movies, they always come out right.
Yeah.
Fantastic Four, maybe not.
Yeah, but they weren't in charge of that hot mess. But we also got some news. We got a little for the Walking Dead fans.
Yes.
What's her Michonne? What's her name?
Yeah, I don't know her name, but I just know Michonne.
Gurira? I think it's Danai Gurira. She's joining the Black Panther cast. Now, what I'm understanding is she's got a role where she's going to be playing. Is she going to be like she's the lead of Black Panther's security force, her personal bodyguards, right?
She's head of it.
Because he, the Black Panther being the king of Wakanda, he, when he's not out Black Panthering it up, he is, he's out there. He has like a security force for the king. She's going to be the head of that security force.
He's got his own mafia, basically.
Yeah, pretty much. Now, here's what hits me. This movie is coming February 16th, 2018. They've already street dated this film. So, there's a street date for this. It's hitting theaters February 16th, 2018. This is also what was cool about this announcement was that this is where they showed the new logo for the film. And they also showed that now Marvel Cinematic Universe is going to be known as Marvel Studios. They came up with the new the logo for the Marvel Studios.
I like the new logo too. I like it.
So there was a lot of news that came off in Hall H that was just basically about Black Panther.
It's very subtle, but it's great. I like the logo.
I do like that new logo. Still, there's some craziness that you're going to get into when you start announcing like Black Panther. We know Lupita Nyong'o, who was from what was she? 12 Years a Slave. That was her breakout role. She came in. That was cool. So I mean, it's Chadwick Boseman, Lupita Nyong'o, Danai, Michael B. Jordan, ever-growing cast, getting better and better and better. I like everything about this. Okay, so let's keep it moving along. We also know that there was a big announcement came out to Roxanne Gay. For people who may not be familiar with her, she is her and a poet, Yona Harvey, are writing a new women-focused new series called World of Wakanda. That's going to be coming out, which is kind of cool. I don't know what's going on with Marvel, but they have this thing about they're really going out and getting big-name authors to come write comic books. They did it with Tanisha Coates, and Tanisha came over and they did their thing. They were doing the Black Panther series, and now these two are going to be doing this one. I guess it's going to focus on two female partners, Ayo and Anika, the two formerly served on Black Panther's female task force. Now, Gay and Coates wrote the story together, while Harvey is writing a second story about Zinzi, a female revolutionary who incited a riot in the opening issues of the new Black Panther series that Coates is writing. So this is going to be cool. We're going to get a comic book that's just going to be about women of Wakanda. So it's kind of neat that they're doing this. Now, I don't know if anybody saw this story. It was in the New York Times. But I want you guys, I'm going to draw your attention to something on the screen here. I've been telling you guys about how big the first issue was for Black Panther. And I've told you that issue number 1 is on its 3rd printing.
That's
Third
saying
printing.
something. That is saying something.
Okay.
Right,
the first issue alone sold 250,000 copies.
it's mind-boggling.
A comic book selling 250,000 copies, and they're saying already that the Black Panther series has been profitable for Marvel. I really think that this was one time where Marvel had that series. We knew it was going to come based on Civil War, how well the character played in Civil War, how well received it was from Civil War. It was the right time, I just think.
The first issue of a new Black Panther series has literally spawned a spinoff.
Yes.
Starring people from that first issue comic book, dealing with an issue that happens in that comic book. Like, that's huge. Yeah. That's like if you launched a television show and then right after the first episode came out, you launched a spinoff show.
Exactly.
Yeah, that is unheard of.
Okay,
so,
Black Panther's maybe on issue 3 or 4. Issue 4 should be getting ready to come to the market pretty soon. Okay, issue 4 is getting ready to come to the market, and you already have a spin-off series coming out of this.
And not only that, it's a spin-off series that's starring Black women, and one of those Black women is also queer.
From the first issue.
Yeah. And she's gay. That's another thing, too.
Whoa.
Yeah, the opportunity to write Black women and queer Black women into the Marvel Universe. That's a quote from this article that we're looking at.
Roxanne Gay did say that. So this is going to be, and this is coming in November. So our comic book fans that are collectors, I'm going to tell you right now, get to your comic book shop and get a pre-order in for World of Wakanda. You pre-order it now, because I promise you, if you don't pre-order it, you're not getting the issue.
You're definitely not getting a first run.
No,
you may not even get a second or a third run.
You may not get on that second run, because second runs of Black Panther sold out so quick it was mind-boggling. So Black Panther, I love this. As a 8-year-old Roderick never thought he'd see Black Panther comic book, never thought he'd see a Black Panther movie. 8-year-old Roderick is somewhere in the universe dancing uncontrollably with happiness. Another big story I was happy about. I am a huge Doctor Strange fan. And my buddy Tony Deaver, who plays in the band Brink of Disaster, great groove metal band here out of Austin. This is his favorite hero of all time, is Doctor Strange. He collects a lot of Doctor Strange paraphernalia. This is his guy. That second trailer for Doctor Strange.
What did he think?
Man, I don't know what he thought about it, but I will tell you what I thought. I am so freaking hyped for this movie. It looks a little bit more like something we're going to have to think through. It's not going to be just, I think it'll still have a lot of the action, but I think this movie is going to be a blockbuster. And once again, the casting.
Yes, the cast. So many great people in here.
Benedict Cumberbatch looks like Stephen Strange to me. He's nailing it on every level right now. So make sure, you're going to, it's going to be awesome. It's going to be awesome. So I'm just loving everything about this. It
looks so amazing.
I kind of got a little Inception feel about it.
Yes, yeah. I've said that in the first one. Said in the second one.
Yeah.
But I'm okay with that. There's nothing wrong with that.
It's not just Inception. It's Inception on acid.
It is. Inception on
It's going to be so good. It's one of those movies, like, I'm telling you all.
When he puts that fucking cloak on in that goddamn trailer, that is the shit.
When he throws the cloak up in the air and
he just throws the cloak up in the air
and wraps around his face.
It's done.
It's
just like, I'm fucking out.
He looks so cool when he does it. It's just like, Batman can do a lot of things, but I ain't never seen him throw a cloak up in the air and it wrap itself around him. Doctor Strange cloak does that. Sit your ass down, Batman. Okay. I am loving it. I am straight loving it. That teaser trailer, that second trailer, it's all been worth it.
And I'm not sure what his name is, but the villain that plays in Hannibal,
Mads Mikkelsen.
Yes, I love him as an actor as well.
Yeah, he's the bad guy in this film, so that's going to be good.
Yeah.
Now, there was some big news that came out. This film, I don't know if you listen to us, I think it's safe to say that Brandon and I, a lot of people have accused us of being, I guess we're kind of feminist on some issues. Like we're very pro women, we're pro minority in geek culture, and I think that comes across in a lot of the shows we do. So for us to say that we weren't excited about this next story would be a lie. I was super duper excited about this one.
Mm-hmm.
Brie Larson is going to be Captain Marvel, and we got the logo for the movie, and they announced Brie is going to be Captain Marvel.
And CNN recently announced that
She's
apparently
gonna be
she's
Shazam
also
too?
going to be Shazam.
Oh, she's Shazam.
Shazam!
Oh.
Yeah. Oh god. So let's tell everybody this.
Hold
so,
on. Wait.
CNN
I'm confused.
proves that they are the worst news station ever.
They can't Google shit.
They are the worst news outlet ever. So there's a Captain Marvel in the Marvel universe, and Captain Marvel in the Marvel universe was a female who could fly. She had powers of the cosmic. She was super powered. She's a badass. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Then there's a Captain Marvel in the DC universe that many of you know as Shazam and Billy Bats, and they know that whole story. So that's Shazam, Captain Marvel. And CNN said Shazam, Brie Larson is Captain Marvel, and I'm like, you dumbasses don't even know what Wikipedia or Google is.
That's
Google
like
it.
5 seconds, and they could have figured it out.
Ask Jeeves. Bing,
They could have
Bing
just
it.
brought one. You could have just gone outside and found a fat guy with a hat and some glasses, and just asked him, and they would have figured it out.
They would have said, "Does this look right to you?" Yeah, get rid of Shazam, dumbass. I mean, anybody would have known that, but not CNN.
No, not CNN.
Luckily, we've got a picture of it because they probably already corrected this on the website.
Yeah, I know they pulled it down,
No.
but we're keeping that picture forever and ever because it just reminds us how much we hate CNN. Now, a lot of you guys may not know, Carol Danvers is Captain Marvel. Brie Larson, who just made a lot of news. Didn't she just win the Oscar for The Room? I want to say she won the Oscar for that movie, The Room. And what's so cool about this, she's going to be the first solo female superhero movie for Marvel.
I believe that a part of this was Chris Evans was actually pulling for her behind the scenes at Marvel's to get them to cast her as Captain Marvel.
Man, look,
whatever it took, I don't care. I'm just happy it happened.
And see, here's the thing. I'm geeked about that. But you know what kills me is she's going to be... Brie's about to have a big year in geek culture because not only did they announce her as Captain Marvel, but she also got that Kong Skull Island movie coming out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, that's also, a lot of people may not know, a comic book that's based on the Kong series from the comic book. That's going to be kind of a cool... It was a mini-series. It wasn't a long-running series. But it's really... for people who were like, well, I'm not sure, is that going to be, is that, like a continuation of the Peter Jackson? No. Totally different story, totally different universe. It's just an idea about how Kong was on the island before somebody got the crazy idea to bring him to
Before
New
the
York.
incident of...
Yeah, this is like we went to Skull Island and we discovered there was something on this island named King Kong. Okay, so it's a great story. I think that's going to be cool. Marvel came out swinging at this thing.
Yes, they did.
Because, man, I mean,
not pulling any punches.
that presentation where they were like, boom, you like Black Panther? Here's a whole bunch of Black Panther. You want some Captain Marvel? Here's Brie Larson. They then come out and they give us Guardians of the Galaxy news.
Yeah.
Big news. Mm-hmm. You want to go into this one?
Not yet.
Okay.
We've got it coming up later, a bit down the line. I think right now we're going to go into the Netflix Marvel show block. I got them all lined up.
There's a lot to go over, so let's do that.
Okay.
So first we got a teaser trailer for the Defenders.
And if you saw the teaser trailer for the Defenders, it references Daredevil. Mm-hmm. It then references Jessica Jones. Mm-hmm. But we actually start to see the first symbol of Danny Rand's dragon tattoo for the Iron Fist. It shows it.
Yeah.
And then we also know that Luke Cage is going to be a part of this. Mm-hmm. And if you guys are paying attention, the voice at the end of this teaser trailer is Styx.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is it, man. We're gonna get a first Netflix super team series.
We're gonna get Budget Avengers.
Budget Avengers, but here's the thing.
But it's gonna be amazing.
Netflix has not messed up yet with a show.
They have not disappointed.
Not yet have they disappointed. So when we get into this, then they followed up the Defenders. We actually got our first look at what's going to happen with the Iron Fist show. Got our first look at that. Pretty long trailer.
Mm-hmm. It's about a minute, I think.
I don't know if did you guys ever read the comic book series?
I personally
it was before my time, unfortunately. I haven't gone back and to read it.
Okay, so you know.
I know a good deal about it because I did... There's a wonderful channel called Comics Explained. Yeah.
Amazing show. And if you're listening to us, please, by God, go listen to the show. It's on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Comics Explained, Comic Books Explained. It breaks down any question you ever have about anything we talk about on here. If you're ever lost on this show, you can always go to Comic Books Explained and get the entire backstory of everything going on in comic books on here. But that show is phenomenal, and he does the Iron Fist show.
Yeah, he has one episode that's dedicated to Iron Fist. I think it's about 15, maybe 20 minutes long. Just kind of gives you the backstory of the character and then the synopsis of what happens during his journey through the comics.
Yes.
Up until what's considered current.
Right, and into the whole all new, all different Marvel. So Power Man and Iron Fist, or Luke Cage and Danny Rand, have a new comic book that's ongoing in the all new, all different. They're probably on issue 5 or 6. It's not that far into it, so you can really go pick up those back issues and get caught up. But it's really interesting. And they were always a team called the Heroes for Hire. And, you know, Luke Cage ends up marrying Jessica Jones in the Marvel Universe, and they have a child together. So that's kind of cool. So we're going to see these people kind of come together, and we're getting all the shows. They're putting it in place. But while we're speaking about great shows that they were giving us all these trailers for,
dude,
they gave us the Luke Cage trailer.
And man, is it a trailer.
Bro, if you watch the Luke Cage trailer, the whitest person in America came out of that thing black as hell after watching that trailer. You were so New York hip-hop, underground, just straight gangster by the time that trailer came out. There was nothing to stop you. You were a beast. That trailer looked phenomenal. And it was the Luke Cage show that we've always kind of wanted. I mean, if you watch Jessica Jones, you kind of knew what Luke Cage was going to be. Mm-hmm. We knew what we were going to get out of Luke Cage. We knew he was going to be bulletproof. We knew he was going to have the super strength. We just didn't kind of know what kind of story they were going to give us.
I just didn't think it was going to be that crazy. Amazing.
First of all, everything about this trailer was amazing. It gave us my favorite Wu-Tang Clan member, the old dirty bastard. Ooh, baby, I like it raw. Ooh, baby, I like it raw. I mean, that song, every time I hear Shimmy Shimmy Ya, I get so hyped. I want to rob old ladies and punch people in the face. And that song comes on for the trailer, and we watch him take out
everyone.
A gang.
Yeah, a gang.
Like, you don't drug deal in this neighborhood anymore. And he just wipes everybody out. And that trailer looks so freaking good. And so amazing, man. It was just like, golly. How many times have you watched the trailer?
I've watched at least 4 times. Like, no joke.
I seriously did have to watch it, like, back to back. Like, I watched it, and then I was like, did I see that? I got to watch that again.
Again, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it was so just, like, amazing. It's amazing. Here's my question. Do you think we'll get a little bit of Jessica Jones on there?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I mean,
I don't know what kind of storyline they're going to go about this.
Maybe as like a cursory character or something. The thing that bothers me is we didn't hear anything about a Jessica Jones season 2, and the only Jessica Jones that we got was that little taste in the Defenders trailer, and that's it. So I'm really hoping that they're actually going to do a season 2 of that.
Did they release any time a timeline of when all these are going to come out with Luke Cage?
Luke Cage is September 30th.
Okay, what about
whole series?
Daredevil,
they didn't say. They're probably going to be...
They did do a teaser trailer for a Daredevil season 3.
Yeah.
They did. There's a teaser trailer. It doesn't tell us anything. It's just a quick trailer. It's kind of like you see him in a subway for Hell's Kitchen, and it's like a 1, 2, 3, and 3 is covered in blood. So you know a season 3 is coming soon.
It looks like it just says coming soon.
Yeah, it is. That's all it's going to say. And I think it says like season 2 now streaming, season 3 coming soon.
What I think is it's going to be probably around October, November. Either that or they're going to push it into next year like they did in April. But if
Isn't that when we're getting Iron Fist is supposed to be 2017?
I think they might want to get this out and then get Iron Fist out and then do the Defenders.
Yeah, I would have to agree with you on that.
But I don't know.
What it kind of makes me think is Jessica Jones, her season 2 is going to be the Defenders.
Maybe.
I mean, seriously, I think that's where she's going to come into play, is that her season 2 will get her. I hope we see her in the Luke Cage show, but I know we're going to see her again in the Defenders, and that may be where we get the Jessica Jones
that's the thing, though, is like,
continuation.
if they do bring her into Luke Cage, the only thing that they're going to have to fix that relationship. And I think either they're either going to have to fix it before the Defenders, or they're going to have to fix it during the Defenders.
Well,
because there's drama there between them that needs to be smoothed over before they can work together, I think.
It's true. Now, I mean, here's the thing. We knew kind of at the end of the series, that there was some. We don't want to ruin it for people who hadn't watched it. There's some things that take place. We know that Luke and Jessica are lovers. We can say that. But we find out that they are lovers, and then some secrets come out. Kind of put some strain on the relationship.
Yeah.
There's some serious strain on the relationship. Now, it does seem like, that not only is the relationship strained, but at one point during the show, he does try to kill her. He kind of gets brainwashed. So, I mean, there's nothing to be in a strained relationship and then try to kill your partner.
I mean, if I was trying to kill my girlfriend, I think she'd be mad at me for a while.
Yeah, so there's some issues, though, that are going into this one. So I definitely would tell everybody to watch it. I would say I'd really suggest watching Jessica Jones before you go into Luke Cage. I don't think you have to, but it's kind of nice to know.
You get a nice introduction.
Backstory of who Luke Cage is, and I think they did great kind of introducing him in Jessica Jones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so now let's get to another show that we think doesn't get enough love. It's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah.
I think it's
on
safe
ABC.
to say that it's people split in how they feel. We have friends like Katie, who is a huge fan of our show. Katie is a massive Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. fan, and she was not that excited. She's not quite sure how she feels about it. Let's just say that. When we told her that Ghost Rider was coming to Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., it has now been confirmed.
Yeah.
Ghost Rider is coming to Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. The version of Ghost Rider we're getting is not the Ghost Rider from the movies that people may remember. Or
Nick Cage.
Oh, we're not getting Nick Cage?
It's not the Nick Cage.
No.
Hell,
the one true God
from hell.
No.
Didn't get the nod.
Oh.
Yeah, this one here is the new version of Ghost Rider that drives around in like a black Charger, and he's a Mexican kid. So this is a all new, all different version of. This is the
Ghost
new
Rider.
version of Ghost Rider. I like what we're getting out of this stuff. I thought, first of all, I thought it was kind of cool that they're. Okay, I'm gonna break this down. My brother Terrence, who he talks to us about a lot of the stuff we do on our show. He listens. One of the things he said is that Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. doesn't know what it wants to be. He said it could either be a really good spy show or it could be a really good hero show, but it doesn't help to do both subpar.
Yeah.
Choose one and then do that one. So now that we know, it seems like maybe they're kind of leaning toward the hero side, the more hero side of it, or because let's face it, Ghost Rider, that's going to be an interesting story.
And into season 3, we had a completely new director. We had Quake has taken off.
Yes.
And is being pursued by S.H.I.E.L.D. Like, things are fucked at the end of season 3.
Yeah, it's really all messed up, man. I mean, the show has really gone through some things. And here's my thing. I really felt like the best thing that happened to Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was Captain America the Winter Soldier. Because if you watch the show, and then that next week Captain America opened, and what happened on the show led directly into Captain America. And then the next week after Captain America opened, that next episode of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. picked up where Captain America the Winter Soldier had ended.
Yes,
Yeah.
that was
And
fantastic.
that show
Everything
peaked.
being thrown
Everything
into
just-
fucking chaos.
Yeah, everything
Yeah,
just
I mean,
changed.
the Hydra storyline was out, and you were full throttle, and the show did great as a spy show. I thought it was well written as a spy show. We can prove that spy shows do well on TV. The Blacklist does great for NBC. Alias, when we had Jennifer Garner, did great for several seasons for ABC.
So hot.
So the idea of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. being an all-spy show could work. And I heard you say so hot.
Hot.
You're not going to have Bat Affleck here kicking our ass because you're talking about his baby mama like that.
Go back to a different show, Daredevil, back in the day. She was so hot as Elektra.
That was a terrible movie.
It was a terrible movie.
She was a very...
see, like you said...
Yeah, she was... I wouldn't mind putting some butter in them grits.
I mean, last time you...
I was just saying, that's how I was saying. I wouldn't mind putting some butter in them grits. They was...
her and that bread pudding we had earlier.
Yeah, bro, I'll tell you.
Was she better or worse than the bread pudding?
Oh, whoa, hold on.
She was a big old plate of bread pudding. Okay, I was just saying right now. Jennifer Garner killed it. All right. Now, we also... Marvel came out with so much freaking news,
I know.
man.
New show.
Yes.
Marvel and Fox are working together on X-Men related properties.
Why don't we just say that whole sentence again? Because I don't think people heard what we just said.
Marvel and Fox are working together on new X-Men properties.
A new X-Men property. Now, a lot of people are not going to know this character.
Yeah.
You have to be hardcore X-Men comic book collecting fool to know this next character. But it is official. Legion is getting a show. Now, a lot of people don't know this. Legion was a son of Xavier, of Charles Xavier. Now, he's the mutant son of Charles Xavier and Gabrielle Haller. He takes the role of an anti-hero, and he has like severe mental illness, including like a form of dissociative identity disorder, with each of his personas controlling one of his many superpowers. So the worst thing you can do is be the son of the most powerful mutant psychic in the universe and then have split personalities.
So basically, if he was one whole person, if he didn't have the split personality disorder, he would probably be an Omega level mutant.
He would be. He would be an Omega level mutant. And if you read the comic books, Omega level, those are like God levels. Those are like your Apocalypse, your
Iceman.
Yeah, these are the guys that can, if I decide that I'm done with the Earth,
Phoenix.
I'm taking the world out, I can do it.
Not just taking the world, taking the universe out.
Yes.
Like Iceman's powers at their peak, he can basically manipulate all of reality because he has the ability to manipulate water in any form. So if you take that to its zenith, which has happened, but not when he was in control of his powers, he could literally end all life in the universe.
If he decided to, at any moment. So, and that's what I always tell people, you need to figure out who the Omega level mutants are, because then you start to understand the X-Men comic books and movies a little bit better when they're starting to deal with these Omega level mutants. This is pretty interesting. Legion, though, is a different kind of story because it actually deals, like his comic book always kind of dealt with the idea that this was a young man who was battling mental illness. And it didn't do it for jokes. It didn't do it, it really dealt with his mental illness and his struggles. But he also had this incredible power set and happened to be the son of one of the greatest mutants ever to live.
Yeah.
So this show is getting made.
This show is actually not happening within the same continuity as the movies on Fox's side of things.
Right.
So this continuity that's where they're working with Marvel could potentially lead to X-Men being in the Marvel universe.
Which is one of the things that's been hinted at, because it's really neat. Okay, first of all, let us just be honest. The big thing that has caused all this was when Sony loaned Spider-Man back to Marvel.
Yep.
And
then Marvel did it right for the first time in 15 years.
Right. And then we saw a Spider-Man that was in Civil War that was just phenomenal. It was amazing.
That scene probably stole the show.
Yeah, in my opinion. It was amazing.
Like, that whole movie was just... If Spider-Man hadn't been in that movie, it would have been 100% bleak. There would have been no sunshine anywhere in it. And for 20 minutes in that movie, you get Spider-Man, and it is the best part of the whole fucking movie.
Yes.
The only thing that tops it is just Black Panther being amazing, like, throughout the whole film.
Right. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, because Black Panther was
amazing.
I said this to you already. I felt like they don't have Wolverine, and they needed a badass claw hero in the Marvel Cinematic Universe that could be with the Avengers and be with these other heroes. And I felt that that's what Black Panther did. He gave us that badass, kick-ass claw hero. And it did it well. They wrote it well. They did it well. Spider-Man even gets the post-credit scene in Civil War. So we knew this was going to be big. Tom Holland's going to be big as Spider-Man, but that started Fox to saying, well, hey, look at all the money Sony got out of that deal. These guys are printing money. Maybe we need to work with Marvel and let them have the X-Men back and let's do these joint films together.
So let's go even back a little bit further. None of this would have been possible had Sony not gotten hacked.
Oh, God, no. Yeah.
The Sony hack that happened a few years ago that exposed all of their email and basically got them to not release that movie that they were going to be releasing in all the theaters.
Sinister Six and all that.
No, not Sinister Six.
Sticks.
The movie about North Korea where they were going to go kill Kim Jong-il.
The interview.
The interview.
Okay.
So if that hack hadn't happened and the interview hadn't been released and Sony hadn't lost so much fucking money, none of this would have ever happened. Because the whole reason, I'm assuming the reason why Sony finally gave in and gave Marvel back the property is because Sony is hurting for money. And Marvel and Disney have all the money in the world.
Yeah, they're printing money.
Yeah.
They are. Disney is printing money as we speak.
And then now Fox has seen that while they can make a lot of money on their properties, if they let Marvel come in and play with their own toys and split the profits, they can make a shitload of money too.
Yes.
And we saw that in Deadpool, and now we're getting this Marvel series with Fox on television that's about an X-Men character. So eventually, I think the walls are starting to deteriorate. I think that Sony's probably either going to work with Marvel to make another Fantastic Four soon-ish, like maybe the next 4 years or so, or X-Men are going to start to get integrated back into the greater Marvel universe. Something's got to give. Like they're on this verge of taking over everything.
Like you
and
said, taking
at
the toys
least
back.
having the option of being able to play with their own toys again.
Yeah.
No, is it FX? I think it's FX that's going to be carrying
Yes,
Legion.
correct. It's FX.
All right. You okay over there?
Yeah, sorry about
good
that.
deal. No problem, man. I
that
know
bread pudding?
FX is going to be doing this. Legion, I think this is something big that people need to get into.
Yes.
Start kind of trying to follow that, man, because I think that's going to be one of those TV series that's going to really, he deserves to be looked at, but I think you better do, like I say, get, I don't know if Comic Books Explained has got into his story, but I definitely know he has a Wikipedia page. We may get a link to that on our webpage for people to check out.
Generally, what the Comics Explained guide does is whenever there's going to be a major comic book movie release or television show release that he hasn't already covered, he goes in and covers it. So I'm pretty sure he's going to have a Legion one out soon. He just did a Doctor Strange, so check it out.
Right, definitely.
So
we want to get
next.
into a little bit of this Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, the wait is finally over for Guardians of the Galaxy.
So we know Guardians of the Galaxy 2, we kind of knew it was going to come. I mean, if you watched through the end of part 1, you knew that you were getting Guardians of the Galaxy 2. We kind of knew it was coming. But we get told that there's going to be Kurt Russell is going to play Ego. So we're going to meet Star-Lord's father.
Of Sentient Planet.
Yes, and then we're getting a baby Groot, giant beast, awesome aliens, and is Sylvester Stallone in this?
Yeah.
Guardians
I
of
mean,
the
he's been on the
Galaxy
cast list for a
Volume 2.
while. We still don't know who he is, but he's been on the cast for a while.
Oh,
Yeah,
has
we
he?
know he's in. But see, I think originally we all kind of thought he was going to end up playing Star-Lord's father.
Yeah.
It is Kurt Russell.
No.
Kurt Russell's
would've-
got the role.
I'd put my money on Kurt Russell over Sylvester Stallone.
Yeah, no,
I think Stallone's going to be a bad guy.
I'm okay with that.
I'm okay with that.
I'm really okay with that.
I want to see him just be evil as fuck, because that'd be awesome.
There's nothing wrong with Stallone as evil as fuck. That would be great. Then, okay, so we were already hyped. Then NASA gets in on it.
Bunch of nerds over there.
NASA gets in on this Guardians of the Galaxy thing, and they've paired with Marvel, and they're going to be using Rocket and Groot as official emblems for the mission to Mars.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, and this is the coolest thing. If you can see this patch that NASA has done, it's a mission patch, and I want one of these mission patches. And it's Rocket and Groot.
I think if they start selling that patch, they could fund a mission to Mars.
They could fund a mission to Venus if they sold that patch.
Or your anus.
They don't even need that much funding. Giggity. Yeah, because it's not an immature show unless there's one butt sex joke.
Yep.
But yeah, I'm in love with this patch. I love everything about this patch, and I want this patch. We will have all the stuff we're talking about. We're going to get you visuals on it. We're going to have it with our show notes on the YouTube version of our podcast.
YouTube, and I'm going to put it in the, we have a Facebook
Our Facebook page. Yes, you can go to the Team Lift Facebook page. You got to get in on that so you can see this. But definitely getting excited about this one. So we got a lot of stuff that's coming out of this Marvel thing. My gosh, man!
Gluttony.
So another Guardians of the Galaxy thing. Disney has chosen to get rid of the Tower of Terror in favor of a Guardians of the Galaxy ride.
Which I saw this.
Now, is that supposed to be similar to the...
I don't know.
They have not seen... Okay, because you think it was an elevator drop. So if you've never been on the Tower of Terror, it's basically you go up on this elevator and this shit drops you. Okay? it drops you, and people were like, yeah, man, it's cool. The new ride is going to be called Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout. It's coming in the summer of 2017. That was all they really told us about it. There was... I think there are people that are going to miss the Tower of Terror. I mean, let's face it, man. The Tower of Terror, people, it's been there so freaking long that people remember their visit to Disney based on that Tower of Terror ride. The fact that they're getting rid of this ride to bring in this new Guardians of the Galaxy ride, one, says a lot about how big Guardians of the Galaxy is going to be, but two, it's really kind of
it's kind of a bittersweet.
It's kind of bittersweet, man. It really is. I've been to Disneyland. I never did Disney World, but I did Disneyland in California.
I think one of the leading factors of this is just age. I mean, that original Tower of Terror ride has been around since the 60s.
I want to say, yeah. I think it was based on It was based on an episode from the Twilight Zone. If I'm correct.
There's been no Twilight Zone on TV now for at least 10 or 15 years. I remember there was on Showtime in the 90s, late 90s, there was a Twilight Zone, I think, television show that came back.
Right. And
or maybe I'm wrong.
In the 80s where the guy died, because that came during my time.
Yeah.
I remember the movie in the 80s because I'm very familiar with the movie from the 80s. I watched it.
Yeah. So, that it's not something that's in the popular culture right now.
Yeah.
Like, kids are going and they're getting on this ride and they have no idea what the fuck, what is this?
They don't understand the history of the ride. They just think it's something that's been there all forever. But yeah, it was sad. I thought it was a little bittersweet news, but I really think it's, we'll see. We're going to see what happens. Now, while we were talking about the greatness that is Spider-Man Homecoming, Marvel, it felt like uppercut, left hook, right hook. This is what their freaking meeting felt like. Because you've hit us with all this stuff that we've been talking to you guys about, and then they come out and they get into the Spider-Man Homecoming news. So we figured out who the bad guy is for this one.
Well, we already knew who the bad guy was.
We kind of knew, but it was kind of neat to finally see it, though.
Yeah, I guess.
They came out with some
concept art.
There was some concept art. It is going to be the Vulture, and I'm not gonna lie, that Vulture looks badass.
Yeah.
If they pull that costume like that, that is a badass Vulture.
Michael Keaton from Birdman to Vulture.
Yes.
How does that even work out?
I don't know. He was Batman too, so he has the corner on flying animal-based superheroes and villains, I think.
He has locked the game up. But man, okay.
Come on, Mike.
There was a lot of news that came out about casting.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Michael Keaton playing the Vulture, we know he's going to be the Vulture. We know Tom Holland's going to be in there. This is the one that kind of shocked me. Now, I don't know if you guys have seen this movie. If you get a chance, there's a movie on Netflix called Dope. Okay? Dope is a great movie, and it's like Pharrell Pharrell Williams from from Nerd, the great rapper, hip hop producer. Pharrell made this movie. It is a good movie. I freaking love this movie. But there was a young actor in it named Tony Revolori, and he is also in Spider-Man: Homecoming. Now, his announcement of who he's playing is kind of weird. He will be Flash Thompson. Now, if you guys are familiar with the comic book, maybe if you're not, Flash Thompson was always a big, geeky white guy. He wasn't a big, geeky white. He was a jock and a bully. He picked on Peter Parker.
Kind of a meathead.
Yeah, he was a meathead. And he was a huge fan of Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
And, Flash Thompson always picked on Peter Parker, but was a huge fan of Spider-Man. And it was really a weird thing to see that Tony Revolori is going to be playing this. I mean, let's face it, he's traditionally been a big white guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And Tony Revolori is a lot of things, but he is not a white guy. He looks more like the Spanish kid in your math class that you're cool with.
I wonder if he'll bulk up for this role.
I don't know. He's not a big guy.
That's what they want out of him, is just that kind of portray.
Here's what's so cool. Okay, like I don't know if you guys are knowing this, but at one point, Flash Thompson ends up getting the Venom symbiote, and he becomes Agent Venom.
Mm-hmm.
So he ends up becoming a hero, and so it's really kind of weird to see Flash in that role, but then at the same time, we got Tony Revolori coming in to play this role. And we saw that new trailer, which was kind of like a day in the life of Spider-Man. It was just mostly him around the school, though. It was just him being in the school, him just kind of doing stuff around the school, and then it was kind of crazy, So you see the teacher call on Flash, and that's when you see Tony Revolori answer. So we know that role was coming to him. I'm still not quite sure on this one.
Still excited about it. I mean, the movie itself, Homecoming, it's going to be great.
Oh, yeah. Now, for the people that were at Comicon, there was something that showed up. This thing was massive. It is a statue of the Hulk, who has been missing since Age of Ultron.
Where did he go?
The Hulk has been missing from the cinematic universe since Age of Ultron. Word was a couple months ago he was going to be in Thor Ragnarok. He was going to play a big role in Thor Ragnarok.
So Thor Ragnarok is basically shaping up to be World War Hulk.
It's going to be
Planet Hulk.
Planet Hulk movie.
Yeah.
It's going to be the Planet Hulk movie, and we're going to also get the Thor, continuation of his Thor.
So essentially, Thor and Hulk have been captured and are being made to be gladiators. And the statue that they showed at Comic-Con, and they also had life-size versions of just his pieces of armor as kind of a statue-y thing that was
I did see that
huge,
too.
like gigantic. And it's his armor that he wears during the gladiatorial battle. His shoulders, his helm, his I think it's a hammer or an axe.
It looks
or
like
sword.
a freaking
Looks
sword.
like a sword.
And a shield. And I mean, get to imagine kind of Roman-esque gear, like
he
Roman
looks like a
gladiatorial.
Roman centurion.
Yeah.
Hat, soldier. And pretty much a badass version of the Hulk is a Roman soldier. And I'm excited to see this on screen. I really am excited to see this. But it blew me away when I saw this freaking statue that they announced.
And here's the reason why I think that they're doing it as Thor Ragnarok instead of doing it as a solo Hulk movie, is that Hulk always works best if he's not the main character. Hulk always works best as a character that's in the background.
Supporting cast, and he comes in and wrecks shop.
Yeah, exactly. So I think that they're doing it so that it's a Thor movie, but they're going to sneak Hulk into it, and it's basically going to be the Hulk movie starring Thor, which doesn't make much sense when I say it like that.
They're sharing the movie.
They're sharing the movie, and I think it's going to be more Hulk than it is going to be Thor.
But I think you're right. I think he works better as a supporting actor.
Him
in the background, just tearing shit up.
That's like, I don't understand why they're going to make a Punisher Netflix series, because they talked about giving him his own series. Punisher works so much better as just the shark in the fucking water that you don't know is there than he does as we're going to follow this guy on a day-to-day. Because the problem with him is that he's not really relatable, other than the fact that you would probably want to go kill the son of bitches that killed your kids and your wife. Beyond that, his continuing need for that level of sustained violence, nobody can really connect with that.
Have you seen this election? Everybody can connect with that. This election has changed people. Everybody can relate to that whole thing. And here's the thing. I totally get where you're coming from because we never got a great Punisher movie.
We did get a great Punisher movie. It's just nobody went and fucking watched it.
Okay. I'll give you that. Are you trying to say the Thomas?
No.
No, I'm talking about that's the one I love.
Punisher Warzone.
He likes the Warzone.
Punisher Warzone.
I don't like Warzone.
Almost frame for frame, things in that movie were literally taken from the comic books. The woman who directed it, she knew nothing about Punisher before she started, and before she even started the movie, she went back and she literally was given all of the comics that she would need to understand this character. And she understands that character, and she wrote and directed and produced this film. It is fucking magnificent. He's the pick that they had for playing Punisher in that film was Kevin Feige's first choice. And Kevin Feige is the guy who runs the entire Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Right.
It was his first choice to play the Punisher. Ray Stevenson, first choice. And she went with it. And it fucking works. Just go watch it. It's over the top violent. The storyline is flimsy at best, but just watching him fucking mow people down for an hour and a half. If that's what you like, if you want a fucking orgy of violence, that is your fucking movie. Like in the first 5 minutes, he kills at least 20 people with automatic weapons, with knives, with handguns, like just fucking blows up an entire goddamn Italian family. Just fucking kills all of them. It's amazing. It's the best fucking Punisher movie ever made.
You got orgasmic about that.
It's the best fucking movie that they made. Fucking Punisher. Of course I did.
Okay, well, then, how did you feel about the Punisher role on Daredevil season 2? Because I think he killed it.
He killed it.
I don't like him because of his character in The Walking Dead, because he stuck around for way too long and was just fucking retarded.
Yeah,
but
he was getting
But they did follow the comic book the way they took him out. I'm sorry.
they followed the comic book the way they took him out, but it took him 2 seasons to do it when he should have been dead by the end of the first season.
I'll spot you that one.
Well, the first season was only 6 episodes.
Well, it still doesn't matter. He still stuck around way too long in the second season. They should have killed him in like the second or third episode of the second season.
He was ready for him to go. By the time he left, I thought that they had built the story good enough, and it kind of built the tension up. But when he left the show, I was glad. I was like, okay, I'm ready for Shane to go on and move on.
Yeah.
So
he was pissing me off.
now the fact that I don't like him that much for that role, for that reason, shows that he's a really good fucking actor. Because if he wasn't a good actor, I wouldn't have hated him that much. So when he did the Punisher, I did the same thing that I did when they announced Ben Affleck as Batman. I was like, nah, this is gonna be fucking terrible. It's the worst decision ever. And then 2 or 3 episodes into the season 2 of Daredevil, I was sold. So
I mean, that prison scene, you can't get
that prison scene with him. He didn't get the hallway fucking one shot take.
I wish they would have done that.
But no, that's something that only Daredevil can do.
Okay, so what we're talking about it was the one continuous shot in the hallway where Daredevil in season 1 had to fight down that hallway.
Oh no, he does it in season 2 as well.
Yeah,
but
he does the fight down the stairs in season 2. But in season 1, we got the long non-breakaway cut of him fighting to get to the end of that hall to save that child.
Yeah.
And it is the greatest damn fight scene in TV history. I love that fight scene.
At the end of it, he's like...
I don't know if you've ever seen it, but there's a Korean revenge film. I love fucking Korean revenge films. They're one of my
you
happy
already
spots.
know I have a big favorite in this one. And if you
So, Old Boy.
Yes.
The hallway scene where he's
scene.
fucking kicking 30 guys' ass with a fucking hammer.
With
The hammer. That's all he's got is a fucking hammer against 30 guys in a fucking hallway. He whoops the shit out of all of them.
Did they do that in the new one?
That's where they got the inspiration
did.
for that scene.
I'm not going to lie. If you've seen the new version of Old Boy,
I don't want to.
Spike Lee did it, and Spike Lee paid reverence to the original film. So if you watch,
If he was going to pay reverence to the original film, he should have never done the
I'm gonna tell
motherfucker.
you something. You shut your fucking mouth and you watch that film first, because as a guy who owned Oldboy for the PSP, I went and bought the PSP.
PSP. He wanted to go. He wanted Oldboy to go.
I had it on the PSP UMD. I love that movie. I have it
Okay.
on Blu-ray,
I like it.
VHS,
I
and
like
the
this.
PSP UMD, and a digital copy of that movie. I watched the new version of Oldboy. It kicked
Did it?
ass.
Okay.
It was, and the thing
I'm gonna have
was,
to go check this
here's
out
what I
then.
was worried about. I was scared they were going to try to change it in that they're going to, Americanize
Yeah,
this,
exactly.
and
That's
they're gonna,
what I thought.
They're going to take out the kind of the incest story. They didn't change. Spike Lee said, no, the first one is what you are getting. You're just getting it with some white folk. And he came,
With no subtitles.
he said, you don't have to subtitle this. I'm going to put it in English. This was some nasty shit going on with these people. And he gave us that movie. It was so
All
good,
right, cool.
man.
It's got the coach approval. I'm going
Yeah,
to go
it's
see
got
it.
that's my coach seal of approval. And we both talk about Korean revenge flicks where this old boy
I saw the devil.
Saw the devil.
Oh God, I saw the devil.
There's so many good ones out there. Lady Vengeance. I mean, there are great Korean revenge flicks out there, and we could do a show about that one day. But I'm telling you right now, that damn movie, it's on Netflix. Watch the new version of Old Boy. You will not be disappointed.
Okay.
I promise you. You'll be like, hey, I killed an hour and a half, and I was not disappointed by this one. I still say the original is the best version of it, but man, oh man, if you get a chance, watch it. All right, so let's keep this moving. Now we were talking about that actor. His name's John Bernthal.
John Bernthal. Okay.
John Bernthal is the actor that plays the Punisher on Netflix. He's in Daredevil season 2 as the Punisher. Man, I liked him. I'm sorry, I really did like him as the Punisher. He's a good guy.
But again, that character still works better as a background character than he does.
You may be
And
right on
that's-
that.
I might have to give you that one, man,
Yeah.
because we're gonna have to see.
Because he's also a supporting actor in in
But
Walking
here's the
Dead.
thing: if they
Well, I mean, it's not so much that the actor needs to be a supporting actor. It's just that character
is going to be
is
hard
so
to carry a whole season of a show.
Yeah, I mean, without it devolving into literally just every episode is him just fucking putting a hole in somebody's head.
Well, here's the thing: what storyline are they going to follow? Because if they go with anything from like the Garth Ennis time, like Garth Ennis did an amazing run on the Punisher. Okay, so if they came and did Punisher War Journal and they gave us just stories from the War Journal comics, it's basically I'm taking on a different mob family, and those aren't bad. But it just gets into the same thing of like, I'm about to do this ballet of bullet and gunplay. That's all it really is at the end of it when all is said and done.
There's oh man, my brain just stopped. I was gonna say something and then so the Punisher, like I said, he works best as a background character. If they're gonna do him as a leading character, they're gonna have to introduce some of his posse, I think, and that's gonna make it interesting.
Some of the guys that he's worked with, some of his cohorts, okay.
Or maybe introduce other characters that they can bring into like other seasons of the Defenders to work with him, so that he's not the only thing that's in it. Because like in Daredevil works because Daredevil has all of the support characters that he needs.
Right.
And they didn't really set anybody up like that, so they're going to have to do a lot of work there, introducing those characters in the first season. Like you said, what are they going to... Is he just going to kill mob bosses? Because I thought he already fucking took out literally everybody already. Is he going to leave New York? Is he going to stay in New York?
And that's the thing with the Punisher. He went around... he's always been pretty much in America killing off crime wherever he went, whether it was Chicago, whether it was Los Angeles. He can go find people to kill. But what? I don't want it to just be I'm killing and killing and killing.
That's what they could do.
What do you think?
They should do a Punisher noir detective spin story. So make it a noir detective story, like somebody got capped and he's trying to figure out who did it so he can go kill him, and then you give him a season to find the guy that did it.
And work it through. That could work. Man, we are getting stuck on this guy. That's how good John Bernthal is. He just got us to talk about him for about 12 minutes in the Punisher character. Okay, we got to keep this going. We also know Marvel announced a Secret Wars TV show.
Yeah, it's animated. Animated.
TV show. Now, this is the one that's called The Avengers Secret Wars. And we're going to get, what I thought was interesting about this is the lineup for this one. The Vision, Captain Marvel, Miss Marvel, Kamala Khan, Miss Marvel, Black Panther, Wasp, Ant-Man, as well as Jane Foster's version of Thor, because a lot of people may not know, Thor is now played by a woman in the comic book. It is Jane Foster.
Which is really unfortunate.
Natalie Portman in the movie.
Yeah, it's just really unfortunate since they've basically completely written Natalie Portman out of the MCU.
Well, here's the thing. They were talking about she's not in Ragnarok because most of the movie is going to take place in space. Like, that was the answer they gave. Why is she not in it? They said the movie takes place in space, and she's a human, so she can't breathe in outer space. And I was like, okay, I'm willing to spot you that's why she's not in it. But still, at the same time, does that mean that we're not going to see her come back into the movies ever? Because
that's the thing, though, is she also wasn't in Age of Ultron.
She was not.
She was being swept away somewhere to be made safe.
But we also knew that about Pepper. Pepper's disappeared from...
Pepper and Tony have split as of Civil War.
She was gone from Age of Ultron, too.
Well,
Remember, they were having that pissing contest, him and Thor. Well, Jane's off doing this, well, Pepper's doing this. Well, Jane's doing this, and Pepper's doing it. So they were both of these great female characters are gone.
Yeah. But Pepper, we know Pepper's gone. Like, she's pieced the fuck out. She's tired of his shit. Jane Foster's still on Earth somewhere. But from what I know of Thor Ragnarok, from what they've been talking about, is they're bringing in a new love interest for him in that movie.
We'll have to see. But I'm really, the idea of this...
but yeah, it's interesting
the
lineup.
Secret Wars. It's a strange lineup. That is a strange lineup. And then you call it Secret Wars. We'll see how that goes. I'm kind of hyped on that one. Other news came out. You and I have had some talks about this one.
This isn't really like this came out of Comicon. This is more
just
of
happened
just
to come
like
the week of Comicon.
Yeah.
Now, everybody that has ever watched The Avengers, you know the name Joss Whedon. This guy's if it's geek culture related, this guy's probably had a finger on it, from whether it was Serenity back in the day, Firefly, whatever. This guy's, he's the pulse of geek culture for I'd say the last 15 years. This guy's made some moves. So we know he was connected to the Avengers. We know he did Age of Ultron. Kind of caught some beef with...
Coming out of Age of Ultron.
Age of Ultron, he caught beef saying that he didn't portray the Black Widow as a strong character. It was. I don't know if it was a founded. I know there was caught some heat from feminists that say she's just a prop. Where Black Widow has been more than a prop. She's an intricate part of every one of these movies.
Yeah,
she is.
I mean, I look at what they did with her in Age of Ultron as more as character development than anything, because she, other than just kicking people in the face for the last so many movies, she hasn't really had a chance to grow. She hasn't had her own solo movie yet, which Marvel's correcting finally.
Yeah.
But they gave her something else other than just punchy, fighty every fucking movie.
But let's face it. The Black Widow character has been with us since Iron Man 2. She showed up in Iron Man 2. She kicked ass in Iron Man 2. And we've had her through all these movies, the Avengers. Let's just face it. First of all, it's Scarlett Johansson, so there's nothing bad we're going to say about this. But as dreamy as she is, it was just like Black Widow could have had her own comic. Could have had her own movie. She's had her own comic book before. So the fact that she didn't get a movie first before Captain Marvel is kind of one of those things where I've always kind of questioned that one. We've had Black Widow all these years. She probably should have got a movie before Captain Marvel, but I'm not in charge there. Okay?
I think the problem and the challenge with doing a Black Widow film now, as to instead of doing it, say before Avengers, is that now everybody knows who Black Widow is. Now, that's not technically a problem, considering, they can just put the face thing on her and make her look like anybody they want to. But you don't want to tell the movie where the main character 90% of the time is being played by somebody other than the person who is actually cast in the fucking role.
Right.
So to that end, I think if they're going to do a Black Widow film, they're going to have to do a prequel, something that's maybe set between or just before Avengers. Because if they do something that's set after it, like her cover as a spy is completely fucked. There's not going to be much she can do or where she can operate that people aren't going to know who she is. I mean, she was the face of the Avengers telling everybody to go fuck themselves when she released all that data at the end of the fucking film.
But at the same time, Black Widow could do Black Ops missions. You know, she's still technically a S.H.I.E.L.D. agent. She could go out in the field and still kick ass and take on some threats that a normal field agent couldn't handle.
But I feel that a movie about her, the most interesting thing about a movie about her would be the fact that it would be a spy thriller. Like, she could basically be a female James Bond.
She really could.
For the Marvel Universe. But she'd have to do it before her face is literally plastered across every fucking screen on the planet as a part of the Avengers.
Everybody knows who James Bond is when he shows up in the film. Every film you've ever watched, they know who James Bond is.
No, he's always introducing himself.
Yeah,
What's your name? Bond. James Bond. Everybody, nobody knows who the fuck he is.
Every movie, these fuckers always catch him and say, "I knew who you were, Mr. Bond." They always know who the fuck
But that's
he
the
was.
bad guy. That's the top level bad guy. I'm talking about, like, the security guard on the street is gonna know fucking Black Widow just showed up. Not just because he's laying there broken and bloody, but he's going to know her by sight. She's not going to be able to canvas a fucking building.
He'll probably be like, "Hey, now I see you on TV." And that's where I, when people do that to me, I say, "I do porn." So that's what I would do. And, "Oh, girl, I love your movies." And go on about his business. Let me get a quick selfie. So I still think they could do a movie with her as a James Bond spy and have her kick ass. And it would just be a fucking amazing.
What I want to see is the lead up to that scene where she's fucking with the Russian guys.
Oh, where she's in the chair, she said, "Yeah, I'm about
she
to
gets
get out
that
of
phone
here."
call.
Yeah.
I want to see the movie that leads up to that point. That's what I want to see.
I can see that. That would be
agree with
kick
you on
ass.
that. That would be kick ass. Good spy movie like that. Some like great action.
Yeah, man, they could do it. They could do it. They could bring it out. But here's what's so interesting about this. We brought up Josh because Josh said he wants to come back to do a Black Widow film.
Yeah.
Now, you and I have kind of come to the conclusion that we doubt they let him near. We doubt that Marvel lets him near a property again. But then again, the guy he's helmed some of their biggest money-making films. Maybe they let it all go. But there was some shit that came out of this where he was upset about the heat he caught for Black Widow. And whether it was due or whether it was undue, he kind of went off and did not seem like he wanted to be particularly bothered with any more Marvel films.
I think he would be the right director for that Black Widow property. I think that would be a really good fit. I don't see Marvel being very forgiving after the steaming shit he took on the chest of Marvel after he got done with Age of Ultron.
Whoa.
Well, here's the thing. All he said was that I don't make that much money from these, which that's probably not the thing you want to say when you just made $1 billion in a film franchise.
Yeah, but that's the thing is he gets paid a flat fee. He doesn't get a part of the greater gross, and that's the thing.
And he's not getting gross or profit.
I think if they would have treated him properly, if they would have given him the space and the time and the money that he would have wanted, even though it would have cost him a little bit more, I think they could have had a director where he could have backed off for a while and then come back and done something else, done something different, or taken one of the other characters and kept moving with them. But Marvel, for the longest time when they were first starting with the Marvel Studio stuff, is they were getting people who were bottom dollar actor-wise all across the board to helm these films because they didn't have a lot of money to work with.
Yeah, now is a totally different ballgame now.
Now they're fucking printing money like a fucking chimp in a beat-off contest.
Yeah, no, these guys are clocking dollars, okay? Mm-hmm. You don't clock over $1 billion in revenue on one film and think, hey, we can't afford to pay you as a director. Bullshit, I call, okay?
Yeah.
And you got the backing of ABC and Disney. I mean, come on. Got the money to pay this guy. Do the right thing by it. But like I said, he caught a lot of flack behind it. I think Josh would show it the reverence that it needs. I think he's very passionate about the Marvel characters. I would love to see him come back. I'm just not sure they're going to give this guy a chance.
What do you think?
Have you...
You've been silent for far too long. You must tell us your thoughts. feelings, and
thoughts, feelings. All right. Well, what do I think? I think no, I kind of agree with you. I think because of the pile of shit that he's planted on Marvel, I don't know. I mean, I feel like maybe if they do, they would give him restrictions, and he probably wouldn't like those restrictions, so he'd say back off. But I also think that he probably would be great for the role, but I don't know if they'll give it to him.
Yeah, I don't know. I just don't know.
Yeah.
That's a tough one.
You know what I just figured out?
What's that?
That's it.
What?
That's all the Marvel
Is
news.
gluttony
Are
over?
you serious?
No, it's not. We keep going.
No way. We really,
Hold on.
oh my God, we really did run through
Did we?
everything that was Marvel related.
Is there anything that we left out?
No, I really don't think we did. I think we really just hit it all that quickly. It took us a while to get through this whole thing. That is
Wow.
Oh my God, that was a gauntlet. That was a gauntlet.
No
was
wonder.
there any? Okay, so let me ask you guys this. We'll close it out with this.
Closing statements.
What was your favorite thing from Comicon Marvel?
Oh,
what was your
wow.
favorite announcement?
That's too many.
Choose your favorite. Nick, what was yours?
Oh, I don't know. Probably.
Think on it. I'll come back. Hey, Brandon, your favorite.
So I was really happy about all of the Netflix shows. I tend to like the long form more than the short form, and the Netflix series, all of the Defenders, just
Iron Fist.
everything, Iron Fist, everything, all of it, just all of the Netflix shows. They all look like they all have the same level of polish that all the Marvel films are getting, but instead of us only getting 2 hours of it, we're getting 13 hours of it.
Okay,
And that's what I like.
So out of the 4 shows, so let's go. Iron Fist, The Defenders,
Luke Cage.
Daredevil 3. Luke Cage is your
Luke Cage.
favorite, most anticipated?
Yeah.
Nick, what about you?
Speaking on his behalf with the Netflix, yeah, I'm right there with him with the Luke Cage. Luke
Wow.
Cage was amazing, but I am happy to see what's coming into the Marvel Cinematic Universe itself with Spider-Man. The little bit of news we got there. Doctor Strange. Movie's gonna look amazing, and and of course the armor that we saw of Thor Ragnarok. Wow, yeah. To see that
The
on
big
screen.
mock-up armor, I don't have the picture here, but I'll find it.
The life-size armor.
The life-size armor, fucking shit. It is huge. Like, you could literally, like, jump inside of his helmet. That's how fucking big it is.
I know our friend Katie, who is a fan of the show, her favorite Guardians of the Galaxy, but that's mostly because of Chris Pratt. She has a thing for Chris Pratt. This woman would kill every person on this show for one night with Chris Pratt.
I mean,
And I don't even blame her.
There are so many Chris's in the Marvel Universe.
Yeah, Chris Evans,
Chris Pratt.
Chris Pratt, and those are the only 2 Chris's that matter.
No, and then there's another
is there
Chris,
another
too.
Chris?
Ooh,
Who?
Isn't Thor another Chris?
Chris
Hemsworth.
Chris Helmsworth. Yeah.
Yeah, is it Chris?
There's a third
Yeah.
Chris.
Golly, that's too many Chris's.
Yeah, it's 2 Chris's.
They're
There's
all-
probably more Chris's that we don't even
And then
that aren't even like at the
Chris
top
Pine
of
will
our
come
head
in
right
here
now.
sometime at some point.
Chris Pine.
And
That's
Chris Pine is in the Wonder Woman movie.
That's on the
He's
other-
Wonder Woman.
No, I'm saying he'll be there. He'll be there
If
at
he
some
ever
point.
gets up in the Marvel universe, I would be like, I'm done. There's too many Chris's here.
So that would make him in. If he came over and did anything in the Marvel universe, he'd be in Marvel, DC, and
Star Trek.
Star Trek.
Just being Star Wars too. Why not?
No, he is locked it up in geek culture.
He is.
He is one of our. He's one of us. One of
us.
What was your favorite thing out of DC? What did you get out of the DC from Comic-Con? Anything? What was your favorite announcement? I can tell you right now, mine, hands down, Wonder Woman.
Yes,
I
mine
don't
was
even
Wonder
have
Woman.
to question.
I don't have to question that either.
Wonder
Yeah.
Woman was my favorite. My second favorite is that Aquaman looks like a badass.
The footage
So-
that we got
Yes.
from the
If you want
Justice
more
League.
of Aquaman before he became Aquaman and before he became Khal Drogo, go watch Stargate Atlantis. He plays a character called Ronan, who's the precursor to all of the badass
Oh yeah, very familiar
that he
with
is now.
it. Very familiar with it. So yeah, I'll tell you, I really liked it. I think out of the Marvel thing,
yeah. What was your favorite?
I have to say it. Luke Cage hyped me the hell up. That preview had me the most hyped of anything I have seen out of Marvel in forever.
He wrapped that guy up like a taco in
a car door.
In a car door, man.
Bro, I think I was really happy with the Brie Larson casting. I could
Yeah.
not
Yes,
be
I agree
more
with that.
happy with that.
Shazam! No.
Yeah, that was
I think-
unhappy with that. Let's see it in.
When I was watching the Luke Cage trailer, I was thinking, this would go really good with X Gonna Give It To You if Deadpool hadn't already stole it.
Oh my God, yeah, no, bro. But we did get some news. We do know that we know that Deadpool is going to have the X-Men, and we're going to probably get Charles Xavier and that's Deadpool too.
That's a Marvel Studios branded film, which means that we could see like Legion and that Deadpool, maybe they are in that universe together.
That could happen.
Yeah, that could happen. Yeah.
That was cool news. That could happen.
See, because they already had, they've retconned everything else and changed everything else. It doesn't really matter, but they've already had a version of Colossus in the previous X-Men films.
Right.
So
there's a lot for us to be watching over the next couple. Well, we got time. We got to see what they're going to do and then we got with Doctor Strange is coming. We're going to see what happens with that movie, and then there's always that last part of the movie where you got to see what's going to happen in the post-credit scene. Because let's face it, we know that the Avengers are about to go up against Thanos for the Infinity War, the Infinity Gems series. That's the next Avengers movie.
Yeah.
Doctor Strange is going to play a very intricate part into that whole issue, because Vision has the mind gem. Strange is going to have one of those gems. I think it's safe for us to say that.
How many gems are accounted for right now? Do we know?
We know, are there 7 gems total in the Infinity Gems series?
There's 5.
5.
We know the mind gems and Vision.
Yeah.
Then in their time.
Yeah, and the reality gem, which is in
and
Guardians of
two
the
of those
Galaxy.
in the Thor properties?
Mm-hmm.
And then, there's the reality gem, which was the purple one.
And that's inside the scepter.
Yeah, and then there's the other one, the red one that was in Thor 2.
Thor 2, the Dark World.
I can't remember which one that one is.
So we know there's some gems floating around.
Yeah, there's still some gems floating around.
We're
probably wrong, though. Somebody will correct
Doctor
us.
Strange is going to address one of these missing gems. I think it's safe for us to say.
Maybe
that's what I'm most looking forward to.
And we're in the 3rd phase of the
What if that gem is what's in his necklace?
In his amulet?
Yeah.
Could be.
That's going to be a hell of a fight trying to get that away from
reality,
him.
so
yeah.
That could...
Inception.
I'm telling you, we got a lot more that people are not thinking about when we come to the Doctor Strange movie. We'll get into that later in the year. We don't have much longer. 2 months out? I think that's the September release.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right. So next month,
so
August,
I think
we're going to be getting some...
I think the only thing left to do really is to, I guess, stick our dicks in the...
bread pudding?
The bread pudding?
Yeah.
Bro.
All together now?
Is that what we're done?
Yeah, I think...
Look. I'm gonna marry that bread pudding, and I'm not quite sure. I want y'all digging down my new wife, man.
Just a tip. Just a tip.
Okay, then it's just a tip. You guys going in there. I don't care, man. Hey, look, it's always a pleasure when you guys join us, man. This has been your boy Roderick McDaniel, and of course, my man
Brandon
on the
Bowie.
microphone,
Brandon Bowie.
Brandon, man, always cool.
That
Nick,
Bowie,
bro, you have broke a record. You have been with us. Three times.
3.
We've never had a guest
Team Lift champion
for 3 episodes.
I'm gonna go for 4.
Can we get a 4th out of you?
But watch it. If y'all want me back, if you don't, then I'm coming back anyway.
All right, man. Great, man. It's always a blast. Guys, please follow us on our Twitter page. You can follow us on our Facebook page. At Twitter, we are at GoTeamLift. If you're wanting to follow us on Twitter. For our personal pages, you can find me at Coach Silky. You can find Brandon at Thighside, and we have links to all of our pages everywhere you go. Nick,
guys, guess what? I have a page now. Isn't
You're
that
on
fantastic?
Twitter?
Yes, I'm on Twitter now. I'm social media. You can follow me at Dante2482.
So Dante 2482.
That's me.
2482. Okay, we definitely need to get that. You know what? So that means you're grown up. You kind of come into the social media world with us. So now people can go there and get mad at you on your personal page.
I just put the tip in, though. Just the tip.
That's all you need to get somebody pregnant.
That's all you need.
Woo! All right, guys, it's been a pleasure. Thank you for listening to these special episodes. This has been our Marvel Comicon episode. It's been a pleasure to bring it to you. Guys, join us again when we get back into everything that's geek culture and geek culture related on our regular episodes. Love you for listening. Thank you and bye. Thanks for listening to the Team Lift podcast with your hosts, Brendan Bowie and Roderick McDaniel. Join us again next week as we discuss more topics from geek culture. Be sure to follow us on our Twitter page at GoTeamLift, as well as our personal pages at Coach Silky and at Thighside. You can direct questions or comments to us on our Twitter page, as well as find links to all of our social media outlets. Thank you for listening. See you again next week.